We're ready?
I think so.
Okay, call to order. I think we have first the roll call. It would be Jim,
Elizabeth?
Terry.
And Mark.
Of course, Mark. Still okay there, Mark?
Yeah, I'm just adjusting the volume so
Right,
that
okay.
it picks it up.
Yeah. And we have approval of the minutes to the August 27th meeting. I have one comment on
Okay.
section 7C, golf course.
Yep.
7C.
I think it was the second to last paragraph where it says $385.
Yep.
I think that's supposed to just say 385
Members.
Oh, yeah.
members or season pass holders.
Right.
Yeah, that's
There are
Right.
no members. Right.
Yeah, okay.
That's the same question I had.
Right. And I didn't understand underneath that paragraph, capital improvement projects give us 5 years to complete. I assume those are the paragraphs above that. Are we in a capital improvement cycle that's gone 5 years? Or are we in the middle of 5 years?
No, so the way, when we put together the proposed projects, we put those out over the next 5 years.
Right.
Yeah, so I think that's what that's.
Okay.
And then what happens is we have 5 years to complete them.
Right.
And if that doesn't happen, then the money goes
Expire,
back,
yeah,
right?
okay.
Within the first 3 years, we have to
Right.
spend some money. Otherwise, if we haven't spent
Sorry.
any money, yeah, they're on the
Table.
If we haven't spent any money in the first 3 years, the project closes out and all the money goes back. So as long as you've spent some money in the first 3 years, you've got another 2 years to complete the
Got it.
project.
Okay. All right. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I have no other comments on it. Anybody else?
I have two.
Okay,
On top of the minutes, I guess my name is missing.
Okay.
And then,
It's in the call to order, but it's not here.
Right, on
Yeah,
top.
okay.
and then my second comment is on the facility name proposal. We're all in agreement, but I thought we also need to go, there's an action item to go to another committee to get that approved. Is that correct?
Yeah, and that actually happened last night.
Oh, good.
I
okay.
went to the town council, because the
Okay.
next step after the Parks and Rec Commission makes a recommendation is I take it to the town council, which I did last night, and
Okay.
they unanimously approved
Oh,
it.
that's awesome.
Yes,
Good.
so it doesn't become official until the next council meeting, because they kind of vote again on what they've already voted before. So they could have a change of, somebody could say, oh, no, that, the Bassie's, yeah, we don't
Okay.
think that's appropriate.
Okay.
But I have not heard from anybody yet. There's actually like a 30-day period between when it's approved by the Parks and Rec Commission, and there's a 30-day period to file like a protest or
Okay.
something. When I went to the council last night, it was like day 27.
Okay,
So there's still a couple of days, and it won't be officially ratified by the council until the next council meeting, which would put us past the 30 days. So,
okay.
And I think it's just we had something different doing the minutes.
yes.
The vote actually was taken, that's what I was looking for. Under
Um,
9.A is where the
Yeah,
vote took place, although the text indicates
that
that
there
we were in
wasn't,
agreement. So
right. But we don't know,
this was just for the commission.
yeah. Claude Chester's,
Yeah.
there should be a break between there. And I don't suppose anybody remembers who made the motion and
Which one?
Was seconded. Well,
No,
we can go
okay.
back and look at the previous meeting.
Let's see who made
And
the
I can,
motion. and
yeah, I can
seconded it.
help Tara out, yeah, okay.
Just to comply with their standard.
Yep,
The one question, oh, I'm sorry, Terry, were you finished?
I'm done.
Okay. I did check the town website looking for the ballot language regarding the bond.
yeah,
There's nothing posted yet.
okay.
So I don't know. Early voting is gonna be in October. Maybe they
October
won't have it.
20th, yeah. I think,
Yeah, so
or
it may not be ready.
October 11th. Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
just concerned, that's such a big project that.
Yep.
We want to be sure we get the word
Yeah, and
out.
I'm sure that it has to be posted by a certain date,
I would think
but
so.
I don't know what that date is.
Okay,
Yeah, but I will,
just if you
I'll
can
check
keep
on
an
that.
ear out around the
Yep.
town, that just was a concern of mine.
sure, okay.
Okay, anything else on the minutes?
I move that we
Okay,
accept the
I'll
minutes.
second. Terry,
Second?
Oh, there's one thing I want to mention on the minutes now that they're approved. Who transcribed? Tara?
Yeah, our office clerk, yes.
Why don't we just have Microsoft Copilot do the conversion?
The town doesn't, that's using AI, right?
Yeah, or
Yeah, the town,
ChatGPT.
the town doesn't, because these meetings don't necessarily always capture what somebody says. AI might not pick it up.
Right, I understand
So,
that, but why
yeah.
doesn't she start with that? Why is she just going through the whole thing?
Because AI is not set up on Zoom meetings, that it's not clicked
No,
on.
you
on
don't
the
need to do that,
time.
you just need to feed it in, just the audio, just get the
Oh, just the
audio
audio.
file and just,
Okay,
I've done it myself.
okay,
She could just, if you don't have Copilot, just go into ChatGPT, it's right on your phone.
Yeah.
You just read the file, she dumps the whole thing.
okay,
Did you
If she
know
has a
that
problem with it, she should just go to IT and have them
Right.
do it.
right,
I mean, that should be the start, it
Yeah.
shouldn't be spending all this time on it.
right, okay.
Do you know that the free version does that?
Yes,
Or you
it
have
does.
to pay the monthly
Yes, it does.
$3.99?
So does Grok. Grok
Okay,
does the same thing.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you have to pay a monthly fee for that.
For that, that's like, really, that's just a file.
Mhm.
So you just input the audio file?
Yeah, it just looks for a file, that's all it is, you just gotta, you got the app on there, it'll say,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, you just read the file on it.
All right,
If you need help, I can help you.
okay,
You upload the file.
yeah,
Right. Okay, next item would be citizens petitions and comments. I'll start, I have a couple on the golf course. I got some concerns about safety issue around, the tunnel between 16 and 17, you go underneath that.
Yeah.
There are painted, when you go from 16 to 17, rather than, you take a left, when you're on a regular road, you're on the right lane, but
Yeah.
you need to go left. Because on the other side, there are arrows telling people from 17 to go left, so you don't crash into each other.
right, right,
Those lines are so faded, you
Oh, okay.
can't see them anymore.
okay,
They're probably now 35 years old, those painted, and they're just arrows. They really should repaint those.
okay,
They don't need to do much, I mean, like, some masking tape and spray paint, it shouldn't take like months for Eric to do that.
right.
You should just be able to do that. They're out there every day. Hey, Mike. And then the second one, again, is the red flags. Have you made a decision on changing the flags to red? Was that Eric's decision, or was that
Yes,
yours decision?
yeah, it was
But I
Eric's
still
decision.
get people complaining about why he took away the color flags, because
Yeah.
it does impact the game, and no one really understands why he did it. I
Right,
get the same questions every time, people frustrated.
yeah,
Why did he take the colored flags out?
yeah,
It just keeps going on and on. I'm like, do you know why he did it?
yeah, because it's a historic course, And historically, the flags were all the same color.
But no one cares about that. They don't care that it was, they know it's a historic course.
Yeah.
They just want to play the best golf they can play. And when they're looking 200 yards out, you can't tell if the flag is 200 yards out or 180 yards out
Yeah.
or 170 yards out. And for people that play, that's at least one club, maybe two club different.
Right.
So that's why I get the comments, like, why is that, why am I, it just goes on and on. It's going on for like 2 years.
Right.
Does Eric know that people
yeah.
hate it? Does he care? Why didn't he change it back? Why is he using the flags to be the representation of the historic nature of the course? Why doesn't he just put like pictures up instead? Why did it have to be the flags
Well, I think,
that, let people know it's a historic course? I don't understand why you picked that one. That would have such an impact on the players. It gets them complaining so much.
well, there are historic pictures up. I mean, it's not just the flags that they're focusing on. I mean, they've kept the course like a Donald Ross course, right? And when they make changes, they don't necessarily change the historic nature of the course and the way it was designed. So it's not just the flags that they're focusing on. It's a lot of things. And that was just one step that they could make to help preserve the historic nature of the course. And you have a rangefinder?
Yeah, but not everybody wants to use it.
Yeah, Mark,
For a lot of people, they're hundreds of dollars. They're expensive.
Mark actually agreed with this one.
Hi
so-
there, I was already running late and then I went to the senior center thinking that was the community center, so I've got a negative entrance on all the stands. I'm Megan Raymond.
Okay.
And I'm just happy to listen in because
No,
anyway,
we're,
so Saturday, we did in
Mark,
person and
Mark,
listen
no, that's
in
an
and
excellent.
I did take, hi, nice to meet you.
We're
Hi,
Terry.
Terry, nice to meet you. I did take my oath, but I'm too admitting. I'm like a slow starter.
I just brought up the,
But I'll be raring to go soon.
the
Thank you.
16, 17, when you go under the.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, we. I mean, is that that's the one he wants to like
I saw that on my.
upset people, that one? I
Well,
don't get it.
you know what, people get upset about everything.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't-
No, I think kind of like that. I just,
I actually was gonna make a motion probably 3 or 4 meetings ago, we haven't had a forum. So I actually talked to a lot of people on the same subject.
Yeah.
And came up with 2 creative ideas, right? Because sometimes you're like, hey, it's in cast notes.
Yeah.
But everyone I've talked to, I'll say out of about 150 other people I've talked to, only one person didn't care and wanted left on it. Everyone else wanted, it's not per se that they want to know where the colors of the flags, they want to know where the pin is.
Yeah.
And even with a rangefinder, they want to know if it's in the front or the back, because the range distances, it matters, but like sometimes you can't see the green, and if it's in the back, you'll hit a different club in the front, even knowing the range, because the ball bounce is different. So like, people said, the flags was an easy visual indicator. If you want it, a lot of people said for a tournament, they would be glad to have the challenge of having it be there, or another option is to have, they call it pin placement cards, so
Yeah.
go into a digital app environment, right?
Right.
In the future, we're not there. So the option people said, I'm actually gonna make a motion tonight on this because I feel strongly on it, is we start putting as in a week from now, start putting pin placement cards in the clubhouse next to the scorecards. That's an option, people can pull them, understand where they are, still red flags. In the future, that could become part of the app, so there's not paper elimination like that, but it's not, we're not gonna wait until the app gets there, start doing it now, or revert back to the old pin placement. So I'm actually gonna make a motion on that tonight here, because I also feel strongly, and I've heard a lot of feedback from that, so if you wanna keep the tradition, of course, that's okay, but you need to give people what they want, which is where the pin is, and there's different ways to do that. Maybe there's a third way, but I wanna talk to those over the 2 I've come up with.
Okay.
And every player would pick up a scorecard, so picking up the pin card
Right
would be
there.
right there with it.
I mean, I'm almost thinking a little index card or something. I mean, now these work, you have to print them out, so I'm not, like there's work both ways, right? If you put the pin out there with a color, there's no extra work. But if you change the pins every 2 days, like I believe they do, then you have to print out new pin placement cards every 2 days. So there's a pro and a con to each option.
Right.
But people do want to know, and it's more than just rangefinders, because there's certain holes, like if you look at there's certain holes you really can't see you can see the pin, but you really can't see the green, so you can use a rangefinder, it only finds the range to the pin, and it doesn't tell you if it's in the front or the back.
I just can't believe
Not
that
every-
was gonna die on that hill. Of all the things, and you know, Mark, 1/3 of the course isn't, what's his name anymore, was it built by Pfizer? I mean, that's not a Ross.
I mean, I concur with keeping this
It's not a
traditional,
Ross
that's a
course.
good idea,
Right.
but when you have enough people that don't like something, sometimes it's like, we kept something because of this, but when over the majority of your people don't like it, well, then you need to address it and change, right? Like
Yeah.
that's a big thing. So if you actually went and listened to feedback from people that play, I've done it in 2 tournaments and in regular season play, so I've gotten different flavors from people, the same thing.
Yeah.
over.
I have one more follow-up on something that's a year old, which is the fence issues. The damaged fence, remember Dominic brought it up about a year ago?
Yeah.
It hasn't been touched, either take them out or fix them.
You're talking about the one along Eastern Point Road?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a real eyesore. But I thought
Did
the
Eric
problem,
mention he was gonna do anything with it, or did he just drop the issue, or?
the problem, Jim, as I understood it, was Eastern Point Road is a state road?
I think it is. But I'm not sure if the fence is within the state right away, or if it's actually on a course.
And does that require city of Groton?
I'm not sure if we took the fence out,
Yeah,
whether it would require that or not.
If no one's maintaining it, no one cares.
yeah. If that could be unraveled, I would recommend
yeah.
removing that fence.
Okay.
That's all I have on citizens petitions. Anyone else?
No, I don't have it.
Mike?
Did not have any since last meeting. Anyone else, any, the commissioner?
I came in late, so.
There's the book,
That's
we're on
okay.
the, sorry, I came a couple months late too, sorry guys. Citizen petition and comments, so it's a portion of the meeting where if you got feedback from any people who are going out, you can like voice it here or something, that's where we're at. So if you have any, just, you don't have to.
That's right.
That's where we're
I will report on my half.
at. Town council referrals,
Yeah, there's none.
correspondence and communications from commissioners. I assume to me that's almost like citizen petitions, I don't have it,
Yeah,
we'll go around counterclockwise.
No.
Reports, Mark, so we'll go to the director's report.
Okay, so in addition to the printed report, I did want to share a couple of things. I went to the council last night and they did approve the naming of the pickleball courts, the Bassy pickleball courts. Yep. There is going to the pump track, which is, I think that way, at the end of Depot Road, is going to be, the official grand opening is going to be Saturday, October 10th at 1 o'clock, and I'll be sending invitations to all of you folks. The rain date is Sunday, October 11th at 1 o'clock. And I also wanted to share that the town had submitted, I think it's called the Community Assistance Grant for this building. And that actually was the same money that we got, or the same grant funding source, when we changed all of the lights in this building so that they're motion sensitive and they're all LED. So we applied through the same grant to replace all of the AC units that we have in most of the windows with split units, which are much more efficient, and they provide heat. Yeah,
Oh,
and they're
good.
much quieter too. So it will benefit in summer and in the winter. I'm not exactly sure when that project will start, probably in the spring, but
That was when we had a approved grant then?
yes, yep. Yeah, so that's the only additions that I have to the written report. And you did receive that?
I did.
Okay, all right.
I know I had a couple questions on it, others
Yeah.
can chime in, but, there was an item in there talking about steel workers, you're working through them. Can you
Yes.
just- I don't know, can you define for us who is steelworkers in the Parks and Rec department? Like, is it me? Like, who?
Yeah,
I think
So-
steelworker, I think someone like building like
yeah,
like
so.
cars, ships, things like that, so.
All the employees in the Parks Division, with the exception of the manager of Parks and Open Space, are in the Steelworkers Union.
Okay.
All the employees at the golf course that are maintaining the golf course, they're also in the Steelworkers Union, with the exception of Eric.
And is there any issue, like, obviously, like, your negotiation, I don't know all the details, but like, any major issues that you see on the table that, or that we can help with if in that area?
Yeah, no,
My question I had. There was a thing talking about permitting for parks and, working with the.
oh,
So-
yes.
My question was kind of to like, obviously you got permit, get it. Has there been issues permitting, or like, has there been like, delays?
Yeah,
or what has
There
been, like,
has
parking
been a couple of instances where we were partnering with another department, and they went ahead and did some work before the permits had been issued.
Got
Not real big issues, but we just decided that because we have a number of projects coming up, that it would be best to pull all of those parties in once a month just to talk about,
Makes sense.
What kind of permits?
uh,
Wetlands, that type of thing? Or-
yeah, in the wetlands and just, whatever permitting, the planning
The site
department
plan.
requires.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes sense, that's good. I just want to make sure that it wasn't like holdups that our own towns imposing on our own town, so like, it sounds like you're doing best practices.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Talked a little bit about, we talked about the golf course, sort of the Esker Point, health district there, like the dogs. You
Yeah.
mentioned in there that your health district is gonna provide guidance going forward, obviously we don't have it yet, so you can't.
Yeah,
discuss
so I
it,
had-
but
right.
It talked about, it was someone who was gonna. I wanna make sure I can- We worked with the state, it was talking in there, we were working with the state regulations, I'd like to see what that refers to. And it mentioned like the public safety department was gonna make a decision forward, is that a town department, or is it the legislative health?
Ledgelight Health District, yeah.
So
So
they're
I
gonna
had,
recommend what we do, and then the town makes a decision?
well,
I guess I'm trying to like, it seems like it's an external entity, and
Yeah,
then they make a recommendation because they have a lot of facts, right? Then does the town approve their recommendation, like, how does that work?
yeah, so there are certain state requirements for surrounding dogs on the beach.
Okay.
Now, what's interesting is there are other state departments that appear to be making decisions about dogs on the beach that are counter to what the state health department is saying. So there are some state parks that have beaches that allow dogs kind of in the off-season.
right.
Now, if you read the state regulations, dogs aren't allowed on the beaches at all. So it's like, okay, well, how can the Department of Health be saying one thing and DEP is allowing something else? And there's municipalities that, I won't name any, that are in this area that allow dogs on the beach during some times of the year. So I reached out to the state, thinking that I would get an answer and some kind of response, and I never heard back from them. And so I've talked to Ledgelight Health District, and she said that she was willing to sit down with the town to try to figure this all out. Now, the group that would be responsible for maintaining that is actually the police department. So Ledgelight Health District does not send somebody around.
Sure.
Right.
If there's dogs on the beach, they
Yeah.
don't send somebody around to
Sure.
to address that. So we're trying to figure out, one, how the state beaches, some state beaches allow dogs on the beach during the off-season, and how some municipalities, are they just in violation, or is there some kind of workaround? So I'm trying to strike a balance, and I know no matter what decision we make, there's gonna be a group of people that aren't happy,
Right,
right?
yeah.
Surprise,
What is
surprise.
and I don't know, what is the practice now with dogs in the beach?
The
Is that
practice
just-
now is dogs are supposed to be on a leash.
Right,
Unfortunately, there are irresponsible dog owners, just like I'll just stop there.
Yeah.
There are irresponsible dog owners.
yes, yeah,
And so there is a neighbor that is keenly aware of what's taking place and frequently fills us in on
at
the
Esco
fact.
Point. Or
At
just-
Esco
yeah,
Point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
So how come the neighbor does not, I'm gonna ask the general question, I don't even know who it is, but how come the neighbor doesn't contact the police department if they're the enforcement agency?
Well, that's a great question.
I guess I'm trying to think, right, like,
Because he
if they want something
complains-
done, you go to the person who's gonna enforce it. They should
Yeah.
call the police department to enforce the leash law.
Because it's not even our law.
Yeah,
It's not,
and
well, that's what I'm trying to.
It's the town law.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
there is no leash law in Connecticut. And there's no leash law in Groton.
Yeah.
So,
Those recommendations, best practice.
well, so the state says dogs have to be under control.
Okay.
Well, under control there's a pretty broad spectrum
oh yeah,
of, it's pretty gray. And so,
I'm a runner, I know all those dogs.
Yeah.
My dog's friendly.
yeah,
Yeah, right.
exactly, right.
Yeah, so
I
maybe,
got chased
maybe
by
there
a
needs to be
dog.
some better definition.
Dog bit my butt. Owner's like.
Yeah.
And then is the
I'm
legislature,
good.
is the legislature like a state district? I
No,
don't
there
know.
are
Yeah.
multiple health districts across the state. I don't know how many, but Groton falls under Ledgelate, and there's a number of other communities that Ledgelate
Okay, so
oversees.
it isn't like a state department for our town, so to speak.
Yeah, I guess, you have the state health department, and then you have the health districts.
Yeah, regional entities.
Right.
Yeah, so there's still like a state type.
Yeah, they certainly are, they're funded by
Yeah,
the
yeah.
state.
Well,
that was my-
They're
Yeah,
funded
no,
by the
actually,
state,
well,
right?
they're probably partially, but I know each town pays into the
That makes
operating
sense.
budget for the health district.
Okay, it's almost like the state police, they have local troopers.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
similar in concept, maybe
Right,
different, but.
right,
Right.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
fine. I thought it was a consultant group almost like that.
Oh, no,
no,
So I
no.
understand that.
Yeah,
It's go- It's
no.
government.
Yes, and they do, like Ledgelake Health District does health inspections in restaurants.
Okay.
They assist with vaccinations,
Got
if you've got like a drive-up vaccination,
Yeah.
they're probably the
Do
ones that are
septic
providing.
Reviews, if you were on the septic system, right, they don't, yeah, they have
Yes.
septic plans, you can
Yeah,
hold
I
all the
think-
records for septics.
Right,
Not that we.
Yeah.
Yeah, no more questions.
okay.
The,
So what are we doing about the dog?
We're trying to figure
Because
out
you didn't
next
get a
steps.
response.
Well, right, so Ledgelake, the director at Ledgelake said that she would try to help us navigate this whole
So
situation.
who has the final authority to decide that? I mean,
Well, ultimately, the town, we have a choice. We could say, no dogs allowed on the beach. And then, there'll be a lot of dog owners that aren't happy about that.
Mhm.
There'll be some people that will be really happy about that. Or we can look at, okay, is there a way that, like other municipalities have done and other state parks have done, could we allow dogs during the off-season? And so we're kind of
Sure.
trying to navigate that.
I got it.
Yeah,
Okay, more concrete. Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my concern would be is like, I think a lot of people would be unhappy personally, I don't really know, but also understand if there's a reason health-wise, like, I'd like to see the true facts of study, right? Like, I don't,
Yeah,
I mean, I can't make an informed decision without having about facts, or like if we had some stuff.
right.
Sounds like they're doing some research.
Yeah.
I know there's gonna be on October 4th, I think it's the,
The
chronic claims thing, I
right.
won't unfortunately be able to attend, I had one kid I would love to, but we can't that day. I think it would be good if someone here could attend, I would normally go, just get chronic claims.
Yeah.
For a while. So just, sometimes the commissioners, your schedules, but it might be good to drop by for like an hour.
What time is it at March?
If you're free.
That's right, the
Yeah,
poster
I think
outside.
there's,
Oh, yes.
posters and-
Coming
yeah.
I'm sorry, I missed it. What meeting is this?
Well, it's not a meeting, it's an event being held at Paquonic Plains Park where it's kind of a soft kickoff for fundraising
Okay.
to replace the existing playground
Okay.
that's there. That was put in, I think, in 2007, opened in 2008. And it's the most used playground in town, and it's worn out. I mean, we've had to pull pieces out. The price of playground pieces is so expensive that it's just absurd. And so, you know, like there's a roller, it's like 100 rollers, and it's maybe 10 feet long. That was $10,000 to replace. I mean, it's absurd. So we're at the point now where we've stopped investing in that park.
Yeah.
And we're pulling things out because we do playground audits every year. And we have somebody that comes by and says, yeah, you need to take that out. We also do our own audits, but we usually rely on those that have are certified playground inspectors.
Yeah.
And so it's a fundraiser. There's going to be like carnival games, and there'll be sponsors there. And like I said, it's a soft kickoff to start the fundraising process. And we're beginning to write grants to different organizations to try to get money. And we're
What's the
also
goal?
looking, well, it's going to have to be a phased project. And it's going to be probably in excess of $2 million, because we're also looking to put in a spray ground, splash pad, which is one of the items that when we did the recreational needs assessment a couple of years ago, and it's also come up. We've had over 600 people fill out or answer a short survey on what they would like to see there, and a splash pad consistently is one of the
Right.
yeah,
Great spot for it.
yeah. So it's going to have to be a phased project.
I'm not looking at it too, like, there's gonna be plans there, there'll be, you know, if you're gonna talk to people, but like, don't like, come up with a last station, we come in and like, so that's a good, I would think, for our level, we can like, outreach, it's good outreach for us.
For sure.
Will the
That
event be
happens.
at the playground or actually in the park?
No, it's actually in the park. And I will, I'm sure we've got a flyer or something that I can send to everybody through email. But it's, I mean, it's been on social media, if you follow us on Instagram
I need to.
and Facebook. We're frequently posting, and there's yard signs up all over the place, a lot of the playgrounds. But I'll send something out.
Any other questions from commissioners on?
Before we leave the subject of playgrounds, Mark Colchester, the play equipment there that had a fence around it, that fence is down.
Well, the playground is gone.
Has that happened this week?
It's been happening over the last couple of months.
Okay, when did I see it? It would have been last Friday.
Okay.
I noticed that the equipment was there and the fence come down.
Oh,
That
was this the one
orange fence.
closest to the traffic garden?
Yes,
So, okay.
but the traffic garden is toward Route 1, right?
The traffic garden is out, well, it's closest to Bridge Market.
Okay, it's on the other side.
Oh, yeah.
So when you
the-
look at the school, it's on the left.
Oh, okay, so the plan is, we need to, now that that playground behind Bridge Market is down, there is a depression where the playground was. We need to fill that in, and then the fencing is gonna be moved to the playground to the far left. We're holding off on making any repairs to that because phase 2 of the athletic fields would remove that playground and put in new athletic fields. So I think it's like $15,000 to fix that playground. So we're choosing not to invest in that because just on the other side of the hill is the Quantic Plains Park playground. So,
And my concern about it is I know it's not usable.
yeah.
And I'm concerned about safety.
Yeah,
There
and
had been an orange construction fence around the
And that's
base of
what
it.
I've noticed.
yes,
is
yeah,
down.
and that orange construction fence gets knocked over frequently. We rented the fence that was around the other one, and we still have 4 or 5 months of use in that, and we will probably end up renting it for another year, just so that we can keep that fence around the playground to the left once it gets moved. But we can't take it down yet because that pit where the old playground is not safe.
Right.
There's a lot of kids out there now playing football. So
Yes,
probably
yeah,
like
and I'm
siblings.
sure
That's what I'm concerned about, yeah.
siblings are bored while they're are running around playing football and they're looking for something to do.
Others from the director report? Golf course, Mark?
Yeah, so the monthly revenue report for should be in here. Oh, here it is. Monthly revenue report for September, or for August rather, is.
Now, you said that only has revenue through July in it?
No, this would be for August, so this is both July and August. If you look at the,
Oh, let me
down
see
the bottom, it
package
says
here.
summary, and it says fiscal year to date. We generated 432,959 in revenue.
Oh, yeah, let me see. All right, that's through
What was
August.
the revenue, sorry?
423,959.
That's good.
Yeah, so we're tracking ahead. Last year, at this time, we were at 344, so we're 80,000 ahead of.
Yeah.
We've had a dry, as everybody know, a dry summer.
So dry.
And we've also had a pretty nice end to the summer and transition into fall.
Yeah,
With
weather-wise.
not, yeah,
Storms and
so,
stuff, yeah.
right, so, we're doing well at the golf course to this point, yeah.
This monthly, is this the month or is this year to date? This is year to date, right? That's why you know.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
gotta
it's
be
a
year to date.
Right,
Okay, that'd be crazy.
It'd be nice if it's a month.
Very expensive raisins.
yeah, the monthly revenue, Jim, is listed up at the top.
Yeah,
It's 208,913.
season pass rounds.
That's really dropped significantly.
Well, when you look at the summary on the bottom, season pass rounds 6181. See it?
Yeah, fiscal year to date,
Right,
correct.
and then prior year fiscal year to date was 3974.
They probably didn't track it though. Remember how people were putting their numbers?
Yeah,
in?
something's
It's
not
like,
right there because you can't have more rounds because there's a lot fewer people with passes, right? I would think. And card rentals up 1,000? Over 1,000? Is that?
900, but
That's
Yeah.
not reasonable for a 9-month period though, under a month.
Mm-hmm.
No, but that's just almost a 25% increase. That's, you sure this is right?
yeah, Todd puts these numbers in.
Okay.
I don't recall if cart rentals was one of the prices. No, I think we kept cart rental prices the same.
Yeah, they're the same.
And they were rolled into the tournament play, as I recall.
Right, yeah.
Now, let's see, so does Todd put in the count of rounds and the town puts in the dollars? Is that the way that works with this report?
Yeah, so this is Todd's report. And then the report, Jim, that you asked for
Yeah,
doesn't break out the revenue by rounds and greens fees. It's
Right.
just a total.
right. Greens fees. Yeah, greens fees, season passes. Let me think. So like, yeah, you see how the season pass rounds are up big time.
Yeah, but there are
Right.
fewer of
But
them.
the season pass revenue is down. You know what I mean? Like from
Yep.
40,000 to 32,000.
But there's fewer season passes as well.
Right, but so how can the rounds be up 20? actually
Well, they
from
could
4
be-
to 6.
They could be playing more rounds.
Yeah,
That's what
well,
I was
that's
thinking too.
That doesn't
4 to
impact-
6, that's a 50% increase.
That-
Right,
yeah.
that's a 50% increase for season pass rounds from 39.74 to 61.81.
Yeah.
That's a 50% increase, but the revenue is not going up by 50%. Something's wrong with his numbers,
Well,
right?
every time a season pass holder plays a round of golf does not mean we're generating revenue.
Right,
Yeah, so,
but you can't, so you can tell by the season pass revenue that there's fewer season pass holders, right?
Yeah, that's on
Looks
the
like about 10%, no, 20%.
Yeah.
27 out of 42.
Yeah, like 20%, but the season pass rounds aren't down 20%, they're up 50%.
yep.
Something's not right there. Maybe just
check
his
those.
season pass rounds of 61.81 is wrong. Right, maybe it's supposed to be 31.81, I don't know.
Yeah, a typo or something, scrivener's error.
Okay.
Probably they just asked Philip to say, is it wrong or do we actually track better now?
Right.
It's just,
Yeah, that's a good-
people- it's a good question to ask.
Okay.
I mean, I think you look in general, like the golf rounds, is like, we talked about limiting season passes, if you look at the rounds played, they're up this year. From prior year. But I assume GF rounds is like,
Greens fee rounds, yeah,
So
that's
that's-
guys coming off the street.
yeah, so I mean, that's up.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing, right?
Right.
Because you're making money.
Right,
It's great.
Yeah, yeah, and that's where the total revenue increase is coming from.
Because I almost think too, sometimes like, we raise prices, so sometimes it's hard to compare like prior year to date.
right.
That's
For
right.
dollars, because like, you're not comparing apples to apples, right?
Right.
But if you
Yeah,
take
exactly.
if you look at the golf rounds, the physical year, prior year, you know that, if you raised it $5 a round, whatever,
Yeah.
or things, but you realize if you make that much money, that's where the proof of the pudding is that what we're doing is working, because the count of rounds is going up. It's never really the dollars you collected, even if the price was the same, would have been going up. So you gotta normalize the metric, right?
I think so. Is there, is the golf course itself, is it restricted to, is there some type of protection to the land that it always has to be a golf course in the town charter, or is it? could it-
Yeah, so there was, the town,
I'm just curious.
there was a state grant that funded part of the purchase of the golf course.
Uh-huh.
And yes, that has to remain in perpetuity.
Perfect,
Yeah,
that's great.
that's like, because some people have said, oh, why don't you build mansions on
Exactly,
there?
sell the
Well,
golf course,
you-
like, no.
You can't do
Do
that.
not forget.
Yeah, right,
Don't even take it off the table. We can't even
yeah,
talk about it.
right, right.
Good.
And there are some other restrictions that non-residents, the non-resident fee can't be more than 25% higher than the resident fee. So there's, yeah, because the goal was to, it's a public golf course, and they didn't want exclusionary practices
Right.
taking place.
Yeah, that's good.
Now, under the weather events, Mark, maybe that's just a bad number, but this is the second grouping, this is the month. I don't think you can have estimated lost rounds prior year month 130, there's only 30 days. Month.
Yeah, but that would be the total number of rounds. I mean, one rainy day, you can lose
Oh, okay, yeah,
30, 40, 50 rounds. of
right,
golf.
okay, got it.
Yeah. So over the 3 total rain events,
Right,
divide that into 130.
and there was
Yeah.
none in August.
Yeah, of this year, right, because it was really dry.
Maybe you can just check this.
Yeah, I've got those two season pass rounds prior
Okay.
this fiscal year to check.
Other questions?
No other questions, no?
Other commissioners?
All set, thank you.
So I would like to, at this point, I think I'd like to make the motion, basically, like, talk about for the flags, now, I guess I'll word it how I think it would be, we can talk about it, we agree you're disagreeing, right, I'm gonna make it, if we don't disagree with one, that's fine. But basically, the motion would be is to, starting, at the, well, September first, whatever the date's supposed to be active, starting, in the next 30 days, we'll say, the flags either get reversed back to the traditional red, white, and blue in front, middle, back, or a pin placement index type card be placed, index card, or in the future on app, we'll say, be placed at, on the app in the future, and the card being placed at the clubhouse next to the scorecard. So either one of those two be taken effect in the next 30 days. That would be my motion. So first, I'll pause to see if there's questions. All right.
I do, so are you saying we're doing both, or we're doing one?
I would say one or the other.
One or the
If
other.
they want to do both, no, I you want to do it, because you wouldn't need it if you.
That should be two different.
Yeah, there's so, but I guess what I'm saying is I want one or the other to occur. So like I would leave it up to the golf course staff to choose the one that they think is the least impactful to them and execute that one.
Do you think there's merit in, and again, I came into the discussion late, my husband's a golfer, I'm not, just full disclosure, but to socialize the idea with the staff and then implement it next season, just sort of the tail end of this season, is there any perilous?
Sure, but I think there was a petition signed over a year ago to make this happen, and it's been on stale years. So like to me, the timing now, that's why I normally 100% agree with you, but the problem is I feel like we drag our feet, and now that's why I want to put 30 days stipulation on.
You know, what I'm thinking is maybe, because it's near the end of the season, you could implement this as a trial.
Okay.
Oh,
You know,
you get
rather than
feedback.
the peak of the playing season.
Okay.
Have people try it out, see if the card works and meets their need. That's
Okay.
just a thought.
So you're thinking then to do a proposal to say, pick, the next 30 days, pick one of them, try it out for the remaining of the season, make the final go forward.
And by then, the
beginning of next
newsletter
season.
will have been started.
Yep.
It'll make
Okay.
gathering feedback a little easier.
Yep, so we make a decision, do one of them the next 30 days, and then make the final, like, plan of record in, we'll call it next season-ish.
Yeah.
Because it might not be January, the season, I think starts in April, but like, that would be your proposal. I would be good with working with that.
What is the easiest, what would be easier for the staff?
I don't want to answer that for them.
Okay,
If I was a staff person,
yeah,
I
sounds
personally
like the
think
flag
that
probably.
the flag color would be easier, but like, I don't want to answer that for them, because I know that they said they have to take different flags out, which I don't think is bad. I think that's easier, but I'd rather them choose that than, but I mean, that's.
and printing the cards and putting them out and changing them when the holes are different looking, like that sounds like a lot more work
Sounds
to
like a lot of
me
work,
than just like putting the
But-
color on the flags, but again, I'm not a golfer. But I do work with a lot of people, who don't want to do different things.
Okay, so is that your motion?
So basically, yeah, my motion would be is, in the next 30 days, either, I've got another recording, right? So you
Yes.
have and in the next 30 days, either, pick, motion be in the next 30 days to option A, put the flags back to the three colors for front, meaning back, meaning white, red, and blue, or option 2, in the next 30 days to implement a whole placement card that would be a printout next to the scorecards or in the clubhouse available for players to take. The motion would assume that we're gonna do this through the beginning of next golf season, get feedback, and then make a new motion or vote on the permanent plan of record based upon that feedback for the next season.
I can second that motion.
So I got a silly question. You mentioned about season. I live pretty close to the golf course. I see people there all winter long. I mean, they don't stop. So what is the official season at the golf course?
And Mark, maybe you can help, I don't think we have an official season, but usually the new rates, I believe, take effect in the beginning of April or something like that.
Yes.
So, well, I don't know if it's defined, but we'll call it, and then when the rate changes,
Okay.
being the beginning of the
it's-
season, I believe it's April.
Yeah, it's winter time when I
Yeah.
drive by, geez, they play as long as the weather is okay.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So I'll call it like the rate change / beginning of season, but that, I think it's April-ish time.
April is, okay, okay.
I think the majority of people stop playing in like November, but
That makes
Play.
sense.
Yeah, sometimes you got nice weather, I mean,
Exactly.
and, yeah.
For a walk.
Yeah, and when courses close in New Hampshire and Vermont, people will drive down.
Oh.
They know that Shinnecock's open
All year round, right?
Yeah. for those diehard golfers.
I'm sorry, I don't
No, no, it's a good
golf, so
question,
I don't know
yes,
much
yes.
about it, so.
We don't all play the same sports and do the same things, so we should ask for them. That's the motion on the table. I think we had a second to put it to vote. Remember, the vote is yes, no, or abstain. Either one is an option. So I guess we just take a vote. Right? Okay. So I'll vote yes for that motion. Let's
Yes.
go around.
Yes,
Yes,
Yes.
Great.
So everybody, yes.
And just give with the feedback. I think it's a good idea.
I like that too.
Because then it gives you an opportunity
And,
to not
and
lock in.
I like giving staff the choice.
I mean, if they have I could have found a third option. So okay. I think the next thing on the agenda is the Trails Coordinating Task Force.
Yeah, I was at a conference last week, and that's when the meeting was, and so I'm not sure what was discussed.
Any feedback from any commission on trails or anything?
well, I had a question that actually goes back to your report, Mark,
Okay.
talking about working on the Cop family trail.
Yes.
Was that grading the trail or putting down the stone dust?
Well, we, back in, it was actually June. In June, we had a contractor come in, and they extended the existing stone dust path another 1,400 feet. Our eventual goal is there's a yellow trail that loops past the dog park, goes out towards the reservoir, and then comes back, goes through a meadow. And so in other words, it's a big loop. And our long-term goal is to make that trail of stone dust the whole way around. So it would be, stone dust is similar to what's on Aquatic Plains Park, the
Exactly,
walking
so
path.
it's ADA.
Yes, exactly. That's our long-term goal, is to try to make that as accessible as possible.
I just, when your report referenced the 1,400
Yeah.
feet, I didn't know whether that was stone dust, but that's what it was.
Yeah. So now the stone dust path, there was, the last grant we received, I think, was in 2017. And we built a bridge across the stream past the dog park. So the work that was done this time was to connect the, where the stone dust was by the entrance to the park, all the way out to past the dog park, down to the bridge, and then past the bridge, headed further out. So it's a pretty long section now.
That's good.
So,
And this has triggered a memory, senior brain.
yeah.
I've been asked by several people at Thrive
Yeah.
when the walking path is going to be installed on that campus.
Yeah, that's entirely, so just to kind of fill everybody in, we have approval and money to put in a stone dust walking path that's going to connect to the Thrive 55 parking lot. It's going to go past the hockey rink, past the pickleball courts, and then there's a multi-use field out back behind the library. It's going to go out around, it's going to encircle the entire field. There's also going to be a branch that goes out behind the library and connects to an existing paved sidewalk that is on the side of the library. So that, we're just waiting for Public Works to do that work. They're still paving, so sometimes they'll work on projects between paving projects. I think that because the season is winding down for paving.
Yeah.
And so I think once the paving season, once they've accomplished their paving projects for the year, I think they're gonna move on to do some of those other things that we've partnered with them on.
That's good, because then I can tell people that it actually is not just someday,
Oh, no,
but
no,
rather
no.
it's on the project
Oh,
plan.
yes. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
we've gone through the permitting process. We have money in the budget. We're just waiting
Wonderful. I
for,
think glad to
because
pass that along.
Parks doesn't have the equipment necessary to do that, so Public Works will be doing that.
Well, Public Works has a very good standing at Thrive because they've helped out with a number of things, including fixing our greenhouse.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's good to know. And I think a lot of people like some of the past is, having changed my generation of kids, right, want to take, strollers, like,
Yeah,
I wouldn't have thought about here.
right.
And I think it's, people use them for a lot of
Yeah.
different things rather than.
They're tripping hazards.
Right.
Multi-path,
Right.
people maybe that would walk on it now, they felt comfortable to walk out to the boat.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of good benefit from,
Yeah.
just something like that.
So Mark,
Yeah.
I'm at the Thrive 55 plus quite a lot.
Yeah.
I notice a lot of people walk around the building. They are
Yes.
on walkers, some are on wheelchairs.
Yeah.
Walkers, sometimes they got wheels, sometimes they don't. So will this walking trail, I guess it's just stone dust, you said?
It's stone dust, right, so it
So
compacts
if
pretty
you are
hard.
using a walker with wheels,
Yeah.
or if you're on a wheelchair, would it
Right.
be difficult for them to do that, or?
Um,
It's the same kind that's on Quonic Plain.
Aquatic plants, right.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, and there's, I think there's.
Well, it's different people. When you
Yeah,
go to
yeah,
Groton
yeah.
Plain, you
Yeah.
see a lot of younger people. When you
Right.
go to
Right.
Thrive
Oh,
55,
yeah.
if they are elderly and they are
Yeah.
on walkers and they
Right.
got wheels.
Right.
So when you have the stone dust, I'm just wondering, would it be more difficult?
From my understanding, I
Well-
haven't tried it myself, but my understanding is the wheels don't sink into it.
That's right.
Right,
It's very firm.
yeah, it's not as firm as pavement or concrete,
Okay.
but I would say it's one step below.
Exactly.
But it's not,
Gravel.
it's not gravel,
Or
which,
keystone or even.
right,
It's like
which the
this.
wheels would kind of, grind in. This packs really tightly.
Okay. So you'll be okay, you're saying?
Yeah.
Well, you know what I'm thinking, if you're asking that question, Terry, maybe I should propose to Mary Jo that when it's ready to be used, that we actually have an event and
Yeah.
invite people to use their mobility devices,
Right,
because if some people may need coaching
yeah,
on how to navigate using stone dust.
right. And one of the other things that we're doing in that project is we've purchased 3 benches.
Oh,
So
good.
that
Lovely.
if somebody gets, tired or wants to take a break, there'll be 3 benches along that entire
Nice.
route
That'd be
that
great.
people can stop.
Maybe we could add some pollinators along the benches, or some flowers down the road.
Yeah,
Don't need more projects.
right, yeah, thank you.
Some big
And
placemaking.
then money.
Do you think there's,
I'll throw some seeds out there.
do you think there's value, so you got a good point, right? Didn't think about that, but a great point. Do you think there's value before we invest the money we have a track that's like this? Do you think there's value, you're, in fact, you have a lot to bus or bring a group over there that have these devices? I don't know if they'll are, so I'm just, purposing, and have lunch there one day and I'm trying to walk around the track and see, get feedback.
That's an interesting idea.
I understand because I would hate to
That's
build
a
this
great
whole thing
idea.
and then be like, oh crap, it doesn't work for the intended audience.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying it would be a great, if you're really worried, you can be a real life pilot of doesn't work, do an event. I don't know, I'm throwing an event out there, but we got something right in our backyard that we can.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
And yes, it's by Thrive 55, but I can't imagine that it's just, so when you've got kids playing lacrosse out on the field or soccer, and you've got siblings or parents that want something to do while their kids are running around playing soccer, they've got a walking path to do it. But I think your point, Mike, I think this project's gonna move forward.
Yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say is maybe
Yeah.
the whole path, maybe if they're not gonna do the whole path, maybe, I'm making something up here, right?
Yeah.
Maybe a quarter of it should be paved to suit some needs and the rest be stone dust. I don't know what's possible. I'm just saying it might be a good bit of feedback if we haven't started
I
next
think
month. we could just do something like that with people out
Yeah.
there. And then I wouldn't say put the project on hold, but there might be some
Right.
best practice of, hey, make a little area a little different. And like,
Right.
maybe there's a cost that I don't know, but like, it would be good to know before we did it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great idea.
Well-
Let me get the feedback and see what you do.
I don't think it's gonna be money poorly spent, because the Quantic Plains Park gets a lot of use,
It does,
and people really like that, stone dust,
right,
even without assistive devices.
right.
Yeah.
So I think
Okay.
the broadest application would be go ahead with the stone dust at the Library Thrive campus.
Yeah.
And if some change needs to be made,
Yeah, okay.
find a way.
You're there more than I am, so I see your advice.
See you in 20 years.
It is 55 plus now.
Getting old now.
How long is the trail?
I don't remember.
Okay, like a mile or something?
Probably a half mile.
I would think about a half mile.
Yeah,
Half a mile.
yeah,
But it's nice. I mean, there's some shade, and if you're putting in the
Oh,
benches.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice area.
right, right.
And
And
safe.
it also allows, I mean, there's walking programs
Mhm.
at Thrive 50 sites. So now it allows them to move kind of outside and expand the area that they can.
Mhm.
I think Christina would like to take some classes outside
Yeah.
occasionally too, yeah.
And beyond folks with wheeled devices, mobility devices, the actual surface is great because there's not stones or,
Right.
roots.
Yeah,
So
right.
it's a very
Yeah,
level
and if you were to walk
surface.
around the field now, you would find that
Difficult.
it's uneven, right?
Uneven, right,
Yeah.
so it's,
Yeah.
it definitely minimizes the trip hazards, so that's
Right.
very important.
Yeah.
I was impressed that no one fell during the outdoor market, including me.
Oh, that's good. 'Cause we have more than our share of falls inside the building.
I know.
Anything else athletic?
So the trails, does that include biking trail? The trails here?
Oh,
For the two on there, I would
The
say.
trail task force?
I don't know.
yeah, it's more geared towards hiking
Walking,
trails,
okay.
yeah, than biking.
I just got a question about biking trail, that's all, but if it's not about biking, I won't bring it up.
I think you can ask it, I mean, that's.
Yeah.
Well, I bike a lot, and I noticed that on the road, shoulder side, right, you got the biking symbol,
Right,
but it's almost like they are in random, like Thomas Road, you got one there, and then nothing else.
Yeah.
You go to
Yeah.
Groton Long Point, you may see one, you may see two, and then by the time you get to Fisherman's, nothing else. So you're like, are they being put in randomly, or is there a plan to cohesively put a,
Is that about roads
Something-
and streets probably?
Isn't that part of Greater
Streets.
Groton that,
yeah, so we did what was it, a street tree.
Complete
We-
streets?
Yeah, we put together a plan last year that identifies, it's a community connectivity plan.
yes,
So
that's it.
we've identified areas in the community where there are opportunities to improve connectivity. Public Works has that plan, and as streets are being like rebuilt, and
Mhm.
so I can give you, for instance, Industrial Drive, which is off of Depot Road.
okay,
So if you're headed towards,
Depot Road, that's the one
if
going
you're
to
headed
Bluff
towards
Point?
Bluff
Yeah,
Point,
for-
Industrial Drive is on your left. That was just repaved. They are going to be putting down a bike lane, on-road bike lane,
Great.
on Industrial Drive. So, and that is going to connect to the bike path that goes,
The trolley line.
the trolley trail, right, exactly. That's also, will hopefully eventually connect down Depot Road, there'll be an on-road bike lane, across the bridge on Route 1, and then taking a left onto, what is that, South Road?
So,
Yeah,
to the
so,
airport, right?
into the airport, right. So as opportunities come up, they are trying to improve the connectivity in different places. Now, it isn't necessarily always, we did this section and then we do this section. It's, we did this section because this part of the road was in poor condition, and now we have to
Right.
jump over here. And so, like on 215 by BB Pond, if you've been down there, they are rebuilding the culvert that goes from BB Pond out to the cove. That's a state road. The state is now, because they're making that change, they're putting in a bike lane. Now, the bike lane's only gonna be 300 feet long because that's the project, but as opportunities come up, they will be making connections. So by the time you're 160, you'll be able to go anywhere you want.
I think it'd be good, maybe if you, I remember doing that, there is a plan. Maybe
There
we
is a
can send you
plan.
that and you take a peek, because there was a study, like you said, you never
Yes.
know if it's a year, or 20 years, 50 years, but like, there is a strategic plan at least.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
which I can challenge that point too, because I'm like, then you see it put like a little sign on the other side of the street, push button, and you're like, there's no plan for the sidewalk in there ever, why would I ever do that? I think there is a plan here, although it may be slow, and I think there is a strategic plan
Okay.
to
Yeah.
put it in, which I felt comfortable saying, hey, there is a plan, although it takes a long time, there is like a thought to connect the dots.
Yeah,
Okay.
the town does make upgrades to roads each year.
Right.
And they had somebody come in and do a road assessment. So they have a whole list of the worst road in town to the best roads, and it all has to do with road conditions. And,
Got it.
they're trying to address, but that list, all the roads aren't necessarily in the same place. So the worst road may be in this part of town, the second worst road may be in this part of town. And yeah, and Groton, there's a lot of state roads in Groton, so, which creates a challenge. But they are working on, and I can also share with you that the DOT, I forget the exit number, so if you're on,
Tell me about this traffic circle.
yes,
Potholes.
yeah, there's gonna be,
What a scam.
there's gonna be 3 traffic circles off of Allen Street.
Oh, yeah. I
Yes.
know.
Yeah,
That's right, we're
there's gonna be 3 traffic circles.
Up the way, all the way up,
Yeah, so,
like where
Like-
the rest, we don't need to get into it.
yeah,
There's a picture looking like the town, but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be lovely.
Yeah.
That sounds.
well, there's
There's some
cars.
traffic circles. I used to commute to Hartford, and going to Salem Four Corners was like taking your life in your hands.
Yeah,
But the traffic circle has been fantastic.
Yeah, I like that one.
yeah,
It has really made such a change.
yeah,
I mean, I actually had someone rear-end me.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, before the traffic circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a state cop having his break. He came over. That guy was toast.
You should have paid your cash.
yeah. So I think
Should have.
part of that, just in those 3 traffic circles, I think they're also including the bike lane, which is, and gonna continue. So the town and the state, they're all trying to work together to make biking safer and easier.
And Stonington has, like, I went to one.
I'm sorry?
I went to a town for one, town of Stonington, a month ago too, but they were talking about it on, they have a plan.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I asked, like, where you plan to make the route, the same thing, they were doing a portion, like, so it wasn't the whole thing, but I was like, they got it. People are like, why are you choosing that, the last road that we got grants for, so, naturally, there's
Right.
that portion. But those are good questions, when they were to be building with the plan, so it was good.
Yeah.
Other fields or
well, just that
task
the,
force,
oh, sorry.
sorry,
Oh, I thought you were gonna say
No.
field, you said
well, I
field,
said
so,
big fields, I know it's
yeah.
the next one.
Yeah. So the athletic fields, the referendum is in November.
Okay.
Um,
Did they get the wording, like the actual?
Yeah, the wording is out, although, well, they have the wording, although you said that it doesn't appear.
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
They really wanted to publicize the
oh, yeah,
ballot, many
Yes.
people turn out.
yeah. Is it November
Yeah.
20th? Is it the 20th?
No, not that late.
Not that late?
I printed it out and didn't memorize the date, the 4th, I think.
November 4th? Okay. First Tuesday in November, maybe? I'm not sure.
Yeah, November
That's
4th,
the-
first
okay.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we're about 6 weeks away.
Is this regarding SB Butler or?
No,
Mrs.
so
Fields?
the council made the decision. They got an estimate for the total package, which was renovations to the fields and the stadium at the high school. Renovations, tearing down Clodchester and putting in 2 or 3 multi-use fields, 2.5, I guess, multi-use fields at Clodchester, doing some work at Sutton Park also. And so the total price came to, I think it was $56 million. And so the council decided that they were going to break it up into 4 different phases.
Okay.
Each phase would be $15 million. So this first phase is making renovations to the high school. So making the 6-lane track an 8-lane track, increasing the size of the field, because right now only football can play on the field. It's not big enough for soccer or for lacrosse. And the stadium, the seating is not handicap accessible. And so, and it's also deteriorating the foundation that the posts are on are deteriorating. So anyway, the referendum is to fund phase 1, which would be primarily at the high school. Yeah. And then, so they would, and the reason that they picked that kind of dollar amount to stick with is each year the town pays down like $14 million off of the school bond. And so they saw this as, okay, we pay down 14, we pick up 14. So we're not adding to it in one sense. I mean, you are in one sense, but they're not trying to fund the
I thought it
whole
was
thing
gonna be
at
like,
once.
you're not increasing the taxes, but you're not decreasing them like.
Yeah.
Right, yeah,
So it doesn't
exactly.
give
So it
more
keeps it
burden
level.
per se, although let's say
Right.
that it's not burden.
Right.
But I thought it was a good strategy.
It
I
kind of extends out.
I did ask why they didn't approve the whole thing at once and just say phase it over a 4-year period.
Yeah.
And the answer I got back is because once they make a motion, they have to directly fund it within like a 30 or 60-day period. And they couldn't commit to funding the full thing because you have to be able to do
Right.
it over a year period.
Yeah.
That's why they couldn't vote to approve the whole thing and phase it over 4 years. They have to do a vote every year or 2. So that was interesting. Because I said, why do you approve it all? Just say you every year you just expend $14 million, but you plan to expend $14 million over a 4-year period or whatever, and they couldn't do it because you have to, by the bylaws, have to fund it.
Yeah.
I did ask that question.
Yeah.
So it makes sense why you.
So that's the only news I have on that.
Great. And I think the early voting is October 22nd, I think is the deadline. That's a
Okay.
Wednesday, I can't be wrong.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
No,
I
doesn't
know
matter.
there is early voting.
That election day is November 4th.
November 4th, okay.
Any questions from the commissioners on any reports? So next meeting, Mark, the 22nd.
Yeah, and just to let everybody know, I probably won't be attending. I had my knee replaced October
Congratulations.
6th. Yeah, and so it's not likely that I've already talked to Ben and kind of given him an outline of what Ben Morse is the manager of recreation services.
Okay.
So he'll be fine. So,
You having knee replacement?
yeah. Well, it's kind of, it's
with a
a,
lot of questions.
it's a misnomer. They're not really, they're not replacing,
Wow.
yeah, they're not really replacing, it's fixing what's in there.
Fixing, not
Yeah.
replacing. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
better.
they're
Yeah,
not-
you're
they're
too
not
young
really-
for that.
They're not pulling out pieces. Well, I guess they are a
The Rice Krispies in your knee.
little. Yeah, yeah.
Good luck.
Thanks. Yeah,
It'll be good. It'll be good. It'll be better when you're done with it.
I hope so.
The 2 things I think would be interesting, I came out late, but the meeting minutes, I think we talked last time your staff was doing them.
Yeah,
I
and
think they look
Jim
good.
actually,
Everyone-
Jim actually had a great suggestion, so we're gonna try that. He said you can drop a file from Zoom into, an audio file into AI,
Yeah.
and it will generate minutes, and then we can just go back and.
Yeah.
And,
That's it, what worked last time I thought was good, so try that.
yeah, so hopefully that will save some time. So we'll give that a try. Thank you for sharing that.
And then I think, Mark, we talked a little about, I originally thought the name was the golf course, I read GCC wrong, but, do you know when we have to set the rates for the golf course? I know last year was a heavy effort, we'll say, like, when do we need to have them set? Because I know last year we spent probably more time than we should have
Yeah.
this year.
I don't think historically, usually by February, they're set. So
Approved
that's
by us or
usually
approved by the council.
by the council.
Okay.
Yeah, we try not to go any later. Last year it went into March.
Okay.
So there's a golf advisory board meeting first Monday in November. And that would probably be the first discussion. And then I think they meet again in December, submit a proposal to the commission. And then we've historically tried to have a joint meeting in January, and then it would go to the council in February.
So where my head was going for all of these, that's a good timeline, is I think it would be good to have one of these, maybe the right answer, at the golf course, be able to understand the operations, how some of the changes have affected them, like in the membership, I think it would be a good round table, if you want to invite the golf course commission to tag along, by all means. I think it would be a good thing to do, probably it sounds like before January, because there's decisions being made, maybe that we're getting involved in January maybe, but like, if the other folks, the commissioners, it sounds like the November timeframe was great, so that would be my recommendation, maybe we do an in-person meeting with the golf course, then to get the lay of the land, so that we can prep for
That sounds fun.
the other people to do those homework and then come to us. I say December, but everyone's kind of around, so.
All right, so your suggestion, just so that I'm clear, would be to have a joint meeting with the GAB at the commission November meeting?
I guess, yeah, what I would think is we have like an in-person at the golf course.
Yeah.
If, I would almost say that like, it's our meeting, if we,
Oh, okay.
phrase it, like, we invite, if the, like, the first part of the meeting is a tour of the golf course and a brief from the golf course staff.
Yeah.
If the golf commissioner wants to come to that, we invite them, but they don't need to be per se part of, like, I don't really wanna get into discussions of the golf course in that meeting, but like, it's almost like an info session at the beginning. If they want to call it a meeting, that's fine.
Kind of
They
like
can-
what
they
we
can
did
say-
last summer when we went on site.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, I think that makes
that would be
sense.
good, like, we don't need to, we can do the normal meeting afterwards with the golf course, let's stay there, that's fine, it's not meant to talk about rates, it's more like, hey, you got a bunch of info from the golf course, we ask what they need, what we can do for them, and then we go to like a regular meeting, maybe outside golf course, or that.
Okay.
It would be a good lunch night, I think it would be good to understand from the golf course staff, like, the operations, major things we've done, there's a newsletter going out now, kind of future vision from them. And then we had some actions last time, where have they done there, what do they think the future actions need to be strategically for the course?
How
Why
the
they
new
using-
system is working, registration
How's the new
system.
registration
The range
system
cards.
working? Maybe there's a demo of it in the clubhouse, or like, kind of like lay of the land, have them give us their, I would call it their quarterly business. Right? That's almost what they're doing, really.
Doing a 360.
360, give us 360 over, right?
Yeah.
Then you take us to the golf course, bring us to the hole, do that. Want to bring us to the clubhouse, do that. Tell us what you're going to do in the future. I think it would help the groups understand, as we're talking about rates for next year, why would I want to raise them, lower them, what would I want to do, what success is like. Do we have better info?
Data's good.
Are they close on the turnover the new system?
Yes,
Last time it was training,
10:30.
10:30, is it?
Tuesday. Or is that Wednesday?
October 30th is a Wednesday.
No, it's September 30th.
September
Oh,
30th.
September 3rd.
Oh,
Next week.
did I say
That's
10:30?
okay.
Is that next week?
9:30.
Yeah,
It's
Is
just-
that a week from today? No, the
Next
week from
Tuesday.
yesterday, yeah.
So, I mean, that would require, I guess, a change that meeting location. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I'll say is, if we need
Is this
to
the
vote
October
tonight,
22nd meeting? Or
I was
after
thinking
that?
the
November,
No,
that's better. I
November.
actually, I'm coming in from out of town on the 22nd. So I have a tough fall, we talked about this, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if we can devote it, but that would be my proposal. I don't know when the meeting is.
So the November meeting, would that be a Thanksgiving conflict or anything?
Oh,
Hang on, I can pull the meeting
no, I
schedule.
think it might be the week before.
I think I have-
Thanksgiving's on the 27th,
let me open it.
so the week
November
before would be the
19th.
19th.
Oh, so it's November.
And our meeting is on the 19th.
Yeah,
Okay.
So-
third Wednesday,
And
right?
right now, it was scheduled to be a hybrid of 5:55, so my proposal
Oh.
to the golf course, still keep it a hybrid, just the golf course.
Okay,
It's gonna be dark, obviously, then, so.
yeah.
It will be done.
That might be true. I think about
Just
that
don't
one.
know if that.
It's
We're
at 4
losing
o'clock.
daylight
Well,
so
it is at
fast
4
every
It's at
day.
4 o'clock on the meeting.
4.
That-
Oh, well, that's because, no, that's correct, because we do it even earlier when the staff is still there rather than keeping staff around.
For 5:55.
Yeah.
But then, like, if we think it makes sense to do the golf course late, I mean, I'm okay. If we do 4,
Would that be better at the golf course too?
Yeah, I mean, Eric gets in at 5:30, so, yeah, if we could do it at 4, that would
So
be.
I think we should do 5:55, but maybe that's like a February meeting or something like that.
Okay.
We do, just beginning of next year, that's the first place I think it's more pertinent to have the golf course. What do you guys think?
So November 19, 4 p.m.?
Yep.
Is that what I'm hearing?
At the golf.
Sounds
At the
good.
golf
At the
course?
golf course.
Does that work for everyone? Does that make sense?
Yep, makes sense. Got it. Plan for it.
You know what, on my calendar, it says this meeting it starts at 4 p.m., November 19.
Yeah, because we're changing it. to
Yeah,
5.
but we're just moving it from Thrive.
Oh, we're changing
So
the
the golf
the
course.
venue,
Changing
to
the
the golf
venue.
course.
Change
The
it.
time is staying the same.
Technically, it worked out.
Okay.
Right. And in December, we actually decide the meeting schedule for the following year.
I mean, you guys choose, my thought would be is February, like, let January be virtual, because if we're doing like the golf thing, we'd probably do virtual, we'd be talking, doing all that stuff. In February, hopefully it's decided we can go back to a little big. But that's more to come next year, where other than that.
The players are ready for the new system in a week?
I hope so.
Is there new IDs, passwords, or?
They'll have to set all that up.
We'll find out on the first.
They're gonna do it if people show up
You
to
should
play.
make a reservation on the first.
No, online, online, we're gonna be able,
Yeah.
new system's gonna be online?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody knows that.
What is this?
I just found out
Sport?
today. So
maybe-
tomorrow,
Yeah,
because we've been waiting, there's been an issue with the shotgun starts.
okay.
And it's
Double booking, all that kind of stuff.
still trying to work that out, but we're just gonna, it has to start before October 1st, so
Okay.
doing it on the 30th.
Are we gonna shut the old system off?
There'll be some growing pains for
Yeah.
sure. Yep.
They're gonna shut the old one off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bat in the hat.
I think I'm just gonna show up at the clubhouse and have them do it for me, because it doesn't sound.
Any,
doesn't sound like-
anything else from commissioners before we kind of vote to close?
All set. Thank you very
I'll
much.
make a motion to close the meeting.
Seconded.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm
Hey, thank you.
sorry, what is your first name?
Good luck with the
Elizabeth.
surgery.
Elizabeth, Megan Raymond, nice to see you. Jen, really nice to meet you.
I've heard the first 2 weeks are the hardest, and then.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe
Mark?
the first week.
My brother had both done.
At
In the same year.
Oh, in the same year.
And never
Great
looked
to
back.
meet you, Carrie.
I want to stop.
Yes,
Yep.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I was impressed by your resume. I still have to get, maybe you can put me out in the spring newsletter.
You
Or
mean my
send me some
blackfish?
For the winter, but that's okay. Oh, is that right? Can I do it this week or this, yeah, I can do it at the end of the week. Yeah, that's not a problem. I'm Megan Raymond.
Nice to meet you, Mike.
Are you Treehouse? Is that the email? Okay.
Yeah,
And
I had
And
to
I-
pause, I had to pause for a second when I saw